Welcome everyone to episode 4 of Game Hunter. Today we are talking about organization, and there are a few reasons organization of your games is smart and a good idea, not the least of which being making sure you don't buy a game you already have, and second of all, showing off all those awesome games that you have to people that come on over. So I'm going to go over 3 important topics for you to keep in mind when you're organizing your collection. Storage of your games is the first thing to keep in mind when you're collecting games. As you can see, if you start collecting after a few years, you're going to run out of a lot of space in just one cabinet, so having multiple cabinets might be a smart idea. And even then, you can see all of the space that it requires just to collect games. You're going to run into a whole bunch over time, and you're not going to have enough space to keep them all. So make sure you have room in your room or house or apartment to store all of these things so you don't end up with crap all over the place. I try as best I can to keep them organized in this corner. And as you can see, it kind of gets hard when there's a lot of stuff to go through, but I have the cabinet over there, and this filing system drawer here is a nice way to keep games too, because you can kind of keep them hidden and use the top for whatever else you need, and it's a nice way to store your games and display them a little bit out of the way if that's what you want. So plenty of spaces to keep your games, just make sure you stay on top of it and you don't get overrun, so keep that in mind. So if you're like me, you like keeping your games on a shelf or in a drawer so they're easy to find and they look good when they're displayed for other people to see. But if you don't have the space, or if you're just collecting loose games, another option for you would be to have a binder. And in the binder you can just slip the discs or even some small cartridges and keep them that way. It's a lot more space efficient, and it's an easier way to store all your games and take them places. But if you are collecting complete games and you want to have the cases, obviously that's not doable. Although your option that you do have is taking the game case and the artwork and manual and putting that with the game disc in the slot for the binder, but again, that's your own preference. It's whatever you want to do. The second key to remember when organizing your games is to make a list and keep it updated. Whenever you get a new game, try to put it on that list to make sure, 1, you don't buy it again, and 2, you know that you have it. So if you need to look back, you can see that you already have the game and you can put it in the condition that you want. So here's an example of what mine looks like. Alright, so sorry for the guerrilla tactics here of filming, but this is how I have my games organized on my computer. It is a Word document, and I have it organized first by system, and then numbered there through alphabetically, so you can find games fast for every system you're looking for. And this is an easy way to quickly look for what you're looking for if you need to find a game, know if you already have it or not, or just in general look for something really quickly. The best thing about this is you can easily just Control F and look for the games that you want, and if you want to get more detailed, like I just have mine with the title, you can actually say if it's been used, if it's damaged, incomplete, brand new, whatever you want to do. I know other friends use a color coding system to organize it that way. I also use this system to show which games I lent out, so I make sure that I know who has what game, so they're always accounted for. And it's a nice way to kind of, I don't know, just look and see what you've got. So if this is what you're looking for, I highly recommend writing down some way. If you want to do it by hand, you can, but having a list is very, very important for any collector. Outside of Microsoft Word, Excel is another nice program to organize your games. You can easily do tabs for each system or genre, however you want to do it, and the rows and columns can be used to organize the game and add more details, again, like whether it's used, new, complete. Some people I know like to put the price they paid for the game, if they're selling it, how much they will sell it for or did sell it for, or the condition it's in. It's up to you completely how you want to do it. But it is a nice way to organize your games effectively to make sure that you have everything the way you want it to be. So as long as you do it, no matter which way you get it done, just make sure you get it done. The third and final key thing to remember when organizing your games is being organized on the go. Now I'm going to be talking specifically about the iPhone because that's what I have, but there are Android phones and other smartphones that you can use with apps to organize your games, or you can physically write things down. Whatever you want to do, it's just being organized is, for me, the most convenient thing I've noticed as I became a collector, and it's something that I want to pass on to make sure you guys know what it is too. Now again, sorry for the guerrilla tactics, but right here is my iPhone, and on here I have the iCollect video games app, and it is an easy way to organize your games very quickly. You can scan barcodes, enter them manually, and you see it lists them all here alphabetically, all by system, and then there are different tabs you can customize. If you want to look at just PlayStation games, you can do it that way. Just Dreamcast, PC, whatever you want to do. And the best thing about this is it makes it so much easier when I'm out and about to try to find a game to see if I already have it. If I don't have it and if it's complete, if you go to each game, you can actually edit a lot of information about it, and that's really useful if you're going to be someone that really wants a game complete and you buy, say, Duke Nukem Time to Kill right here, and you don't have the back instruction or the back artwork, you could put that on there, make a note, so you know for yourself that I need to get that game and I need it that way. And it's super convenient. I really recommend having this if you're going to be on the go, just looking for whatever games whenever you go somewhere, because it's in the pocket. It's in your pocket. Now, if you don't have an iPhone, I'm sure there's an Android version of this. And if you don't have a smartphone at all, you can always just make a small document of the games, keep it in your pocket if you know you're going out. But if you have a lot, this is definitely the way to go. But if you do have an iPhone or a smartphone, I really recommend looking for something like this. It is a very convenient way to keep your games organized, make sure you don't buy a game twice, and to find and track down everything you need when you are out. Alright, that does it for this episode of Game Hunter on organization. I know the episode's a little bit shorter, but that doesn't mean it's any less important than anything else. If you don't organize your games, you're going to have just stacks and stacks of games here and there with no place to put them, and you might end up having to sell them or give them away if you run out of space. So we don't want that to happen, do we? No. So make sure that you have your games organized. I said before, I recommend keeping them organized on your computer, a sheet of paper, a document somewhere. And if you're out and about, if you have the smartphone, definitely get an app. It's a very nice, very convenient way to keep your organization of your games on the go, making sure you don't buy multiple games unless you want to, and in general, getting everything that you need to complete your collection. So again, if you need anything answered, if you have any questions about this episode, or you want to see something on a future episode, just let me know, and I'll be happy to get back to you. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.